Is it just for Karnataka, or is it ready to take on the world, as it were? And more importantly, who should be the face of it? At the heart of this fragrant storm is actress Tamannaah Bhatia and a rupees 6.2 crore endorsement deal that's stirring up such strong emotions across Karnataka. Over a century since it was first created under royal patronage in 1916-1918, Mysore Sandal soap has come to symbolize the pride, culture and heritage of Karnataka. But today, that pride is facing a sharp challenge from who should have been cast as the face and fragrance of Mysore Sandal soap. The Karnataka government had signed, a 2-year contract with actress Tamannaah Bhatia, the new face of Mysore Sandal soap. Now, Tamannaah was born in Mumbai, no doubt, and is best known for her work in Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, all these movies. And if I remember correctly, of course, Bollywood, but mainly a South Indian star, I would insist. And she'd only worked in, I think, 2 item numbers in Kannada movies. But today she's a pan-Indian star, there is no doubt. Now, her appointment has triggered outrage from pro-Kannada groups, local artists and opposition parties. They are saying this is not just about a celebrity endorsements, it's about identity, legacy and what Mysore Sandal really stands for. Narayana Gowda, Karnataka Defence Forum president, has said this decision is unethical, irresponsible and disconnected from Kannadiga sentiment. Why ignore local talent for a brand that's deeply rooted in Karnataka's cultural soil? Activists have also written to Siddaramaiah demanding the cancellation of the contract. They asked, won't a proud Kannada actress have been a better fit? But the government stands firm. Karnataka's Industries Minister M.B. Patil has defended the move, calling it a strategic decision aimed at expanding Mysore Sandal's imprint across India and perhaps even beyond. From Deepika Padukone to Rashmika Mandana, and also then one of the names suggested was Kiara Advani. Other names were also considered. Now, Kiara Advani, wonderful, beautiful actress, not a Kannadiga though. Earlier, the Mysore Sandal soap was endorsed by former Indian cricket team captain MS Dhoni, or Tala as he's called in Tamil Nadu, and this was in 2006. Is Dhoni a Kannadiga? Think about it. As Mysore Sandal soap lathers up into the political and cultural debate, the question remains, should tradition limit ambition? Or is it time for legacy brand to rebrand itself on a national shelf? It's a bar of soul, but it's also a barometer of identity in the battle of what is pan-Indian versus brand legacy. Who should hold the mirror to Mysore Sandal? Let's debate. First, I will speak and invite Harish Bijur, brand guru and founder of Harish Bijur Consultants Inc. And after that, I will get another guest. Harish, thanks so much. Good to see you on the show. What do you think of this controversy about she ain't Kannadiga, so why is she the face?
Well, I think, this entire debate is a bit superfluous at this point of time. Because my view is that the brand is a thought, a powerful thought, a powerful thought that lives in consumers' minds. And therefore, Mysore Sandal soap is a powerful thought that lives in the minds of consumers. If the consumer is only in Karnataka, then I do believe it would be fine to have a star from Karnataka to actually do the honors. But if the ambition of the brand is to go pan India, global, possibly you'd want to look at a pan India face, a global face tomorrow, who knows? So I think, this is all about saying that what's the brand ambition? Brands are not owned by companies that make it. Brands are not owned by governments that make it. Brands are owned by consumers who use them.
Absolutely, very
That's
well
the
said.
moot point.
Yeah, but the thing is that do you think that the recent phenomena, and I'm only saying it, I'm not endorsing or criticizing it, about Kannadiga pride, Kannadiga nationalism. I mean, the newspapers and the digital world is full of, do you speak Kannada, Kannada Gatilla, and people are fighting with each other, how they are greater. And we had a kind of actors like Kicha Sudeep and others also really, colliding with each other over this whole our films, your films, Kannada, this, that, and the other. Do you think this is also a kind of, auxiliary of this entire Kannadiga pride thing? And what you said, Harish, is that if it was Karnataka specific, like some talcum powder brands are Tamil Nadu specific, like for instance, there are some creams like Borosil, if I'm not wrong, which is very West Bengal centric. Then it makes sense. But this, do you think this is deliberate?
Well, I think the entire situation is that the ecosystem of Kannada Pride has fallen into place quite well at this point of time. I am actually a supporter of the ecosystem of Kannada Pride. I think as a Kannadiga, you need to be proud of Kannada the language, you need to be proud of Karnataka. But the moot point is if a State Bank of India manager refuses to speak in Kannada to a person
Yeah,
who's
oh
actually
yeah,
gone to
oh
the bank,
yes.
that's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. I definitely want her to either say, I'm so sorry, sir. I have just been transferred here. I do not know Kannada, but I will learn Kannada and speak to you sometime in the future. That's a good thing to do. But
Yeah,
to say that I will never speak Kannada to you, I think that is wrong.
all right. So
Because
come, yeah,
attitudinally, therefore, let's jump back. Let's jump back. Let me go back to the issue. These are two different things. When it comes to that State Bank of India issue, I'm very against the way in which the entire issue came up and the manager saying,
right.
I will not speak Kannada. That makes me angry. But when it comes to Mysore Sandal soap, I think Mysore Sandal soap is used within Karnataka, outside of Karnataka, and the global diaspora.
Absolutely.
Simple
And
thing to do.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
calculate your
yeah,
volumes,
yeah.
calculate where your volumes are coming from, and
Okay.
think of a star basis there.
And
It's
also because
an
when you
economic
say,
decision.
yeah, when you say that, she refused to speak in Kannada, and considering that you're a brand guru and communications expert, I mean, you have to speak to thousands every day in a bank, and not knowing the local language is kind of absurd and stymies the entire effort. Now, let me get you back onto this iconic soap, brand or campaign which ran for years and years, Lux. So you had former Chief Minister, the late Jay Jayalalitha, also, kind of modeling for it. You had Suchitra Sen from Bengal modeling for it. You had Madhubala, Meena Kumari from Hindi film industry. I still refuse to call it Bollywood. Hindi film industry also, modeling for it. So it was a pan-Indian brand. Of course, we had the famous Shah Rukh Khan in a bathtub. We had a man also doing it. So even I think that it broke through. It broke through that thing of making Lux XYZ regional soap. Why is it that if that could do it, and I'm sure Kannada actresses, were also endorsing it, why is it, and like I said right in the beginning, that Tamannaah Bhatia must have done what, 2 item numbers or maybe one film here or there. Why is there so much, oh, this is our soap and therefore we need a Deepika Padukone to do it? Where is this coming from?
Well,
It makes no
well,
business
I think
sense. Huh.
I think it's this deep-rooted sense of jingoism at times, because sometimes jingoism is profitable to entities, to people, and therefore up comes jingoism. But brands must not know jingoism. In fact, Karnataka as a state is not at all a jingoistic state. We're an all embracing people. We embrace every kind of food. We embrace every kind of dressing, every kind of a person who comes into Bengaluru, Karnataka. So I think it's not the common man Kannadiga who objects to these things. I don't think we object to things which are rational. But when there's irrationality, we object. And I think that SBI issue was where irrationality came out and said, how can you say this to us? But in this
This
case,
is
I
also
think we should think
irrational,
pan
or
India.
yeah, then you have to
I
see to
don't
it.
think this is, I'll put it this way this is an economic decision. Leave
Okay.
it to the people who know the brand economics best.
All right.
So
And
let
yeah,
it be a strategic decision,
right.
not an emotional decision.
All right. On that note, thank you very much, Harish Bijur, for
Yeah,
joining us on this
thank you.
broadcast. Thank you indeed. And now, speaking about the same issue, we have Bhavna Belegere, actor and producer. Bhavna, hi. Good to have you back on the show. What do you think? Tamannaah Bhatia, good fit for Mysore Sandal soap, or not such a good fit?
Of course, no, why not? Because it's not just about saying endorsing a brand which is owned by a Karnataka government, or it's our Mysore traditional, Mysore. It owns we own that Mysore sandal soap. So like I heard the discussion before saying if the business, it's all a business strategy. she's a beautiful looking girl. I know, I am not saying, you could have taken Deepika Padukone, or just now 2 years back when she was Miss Universe, Shruti Hegde is also from
Yeah.
Karnataka. But the thing is, if you say Shruti Hegde could make a little lesser business than Bhatia, why not Bhatia? Go for Bhatia. So she's also, it all depends on the profile, struggle, and fame, name. Of ultimately, it's a business. So I am not against it. I might, contradict my own statement, saying that okay, you could have chosen Deepika or Shilpa Shetty, or somebody who is from
Rashmika.
Karnataka, Rashmika Mandana. Yeah, all those people are still there, but then we don't know the internal part that is had discussed between them. Probably Deepika, Bhatia is apt for it, and they would have found her, creamy. She looks
Absolutely. And
so,
there is
yeah.
so do you think, Bhavna, there is no place for Kannadiga pride and nationalism here? Because like you said, it's about business, availability of an
It's
actor,
just business.
suitability
Okay,
of an
then
actor.
okay.
Huh. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
now let's say there are a lot of IAS police officers who are not from Karnataka who are serving here. What do we do then? Send them back from Karnataka? We cannot do that. They are from different states who come and serve here in Karnataka. Police people or any government officials who are not actually Kannadigas, but then they're servicing here for us. Then what do we do? Should we, shoo them back to their state? We
So
cannot
what
do that.
do you have a message for all these people who are who are saying, "Oh, she's not a Kannadiga. How can she do this?"
No, that is not like that. See, I'm not against Kannadiga people here.
Neither am
I am
I.
just saying it's a pure business
All right.
for Mysore Sandal paper, Sandal. So
Yeah. For
that's all it is.
instance, today
Just
superstar Rajinikanth, who's a Kannadiga, is a bigger star in Tamil Nadu.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
it's business
Uh,
because his films are super, super, super duper hits. So ultimately, it's
Surely.
about money, honey. That's what really matters. And I think it's
Yes.
unfair. Huh? It's
And
not.
yeah, and
Go
I
ahead.
don't
Go ahead.
think if she represents, or if she becomes 2 years contract of Mysore Sandal soap, what difference that is make to us? Because it's not just sold in Mysore or in Karnataka; it's all over the other places, other state as well. Mysore Sandal soap reaches every state, so there is no doubt that it's a purely business thing. That, and we should say, okay, you take only Kannadiga who represents Kannadiga beautiful girls. Of course, there are a lot of beautiful girls here who can, take that become that ambassador or whatever. But still, I still don't say that Bhatia is not a suitable person, or we should, fight over it, or then say Kannada, we should take Kannada people, because it's
All
just
right.
business.